Today, we open the doors of memory to revisit three stories marked by gunpowder, dust, and courage. They are films that take us back to a time when every sunset carried a promise of redemption or revenge. Get ready to ride through the vast plains of justice, destiny, and survival. We begin with Lightning Jack, 1994. Jack is an Australian outlaw known for being quick on the draw and even quicker with his words. Fleeing from the authorities and the ghosts of his past, he finds an unlikely partner, a young mute man named Ben Doyle, played by Cuba Gooding Jr., who dreams of living the life of a true Western outlaw. Together, they form an improbable duo, united by their desire for freedom and the irony of a fate that keeps throwing them into danger. Amid clumsy robberies, daring escapes, and moments of pure friendship, the film builds an action comedy that pays homage to classic westerns without losing its humor or heart. Directed by Simon Wincer, Lightning Jack combines adventure and emotion in a fun portrayal of the indomitable spirit of the Old West. A fable about the courage of those who, even at life's crossroads, keep believing that freedom is worth any risk. Next, we move on to Ride in the Whirlwind, 1966. In this work, directed by Monty Hellman, we follow a young Jack Nicholson before his fame in a grim and realistic Western. Three inexperienced cowboys pursued for a crime they did not commit take refuge in a remote cabin in the mountains. What begins as a moment of survival turns into a brutal portrait of distrust, loneliness, and the violence that shaped that lawless world. The storytelling is dry, intense, almost silent. Every look or gesture weighs more than 1,000 words. The film does not seek heroes, only men trying to survive amid chaos. The barren cinematography and deliberate pacing create a growing sense of despair, leading the viewer to reflect on the cost of justice and freedom. Ride in the Whirlwind is a discreet gem of American cinema, foreshadowing the revisionist Western by portraying a more human, flawed West filled with moral dilemmas. We end our journey with If You Meet Sartana, Pray for Your Death, 1968. Here appears the legendary character Sartana, portrayed with charisma and mystery by Gianni Garko, a refined, cold, and calculating gunman who appears from nowhere and vanishes without a trace, always entangled in plots of gold, betrayal, and blood. The story begins with a daring robbery and unfolds through clever duels, deceptions, and twists that keep the audience in constant suspense. Directed by Gianfranco Parolini, the film marked the birth of one of the most iconic figures of Italian westerns, mixing intelligence and irony in perfect measure. Sartana is not just a shooter, he's a strategist, a desert phantom who knows how to play the game of survival better than anyone. The vibrant soundtrack and precise cinematography create a visual spectacle that transformed the spaghetti western genre, spawning a series of sequels that immortalized Sartana's name among cinema's great gunslingers. And so, we reach the end of this journey through three distinct faces of the Old West: the fearless humor of Lightning Jack, the raw tension of Ride in the Whirlwind, and the enigmatic charm of Sartana. Each one, in its own way, celebrates the myth of the lone man facing destiny. Tell us in the comments which of these stories you like the most, and get ready. Our next ride through the Wild West promises even more excitement. See you soon, partner.